What's going on, guys? Johnny with Blaze Grass Lawn Care. Happy Monday. Yeah, man. Today's a beautiful day. Started out like 65 or 75, something like that. Real nice and cool. For some reason, it's not a super hot day, so not yet anyway. So just did the front, and I'm about to do the back here. And all I do is mow and trim. Okay, so any additional service will be requested and will be done accordingly. Plant beds, areas that I do not touch or things that I do not move is contractual between me and the customer. So if you see that I'm not moving something or trimming around, is because that's the way things are. Okay, I've been doing this property for the past 5-6 years, and little by little it's becoming a little bit less and less things in the back there. But again, to each his own. I'm paid to mow and trim the open areas, and that's it. Per contract, we are not to move, touch, or hit anything else just upon request. So it is what it is. So this video, guys, is about, well, first of all, I was watching a couple of YouTube videos this weekend, past Sunday and Saturday, and I guess because of the way that the economy is right now, everyone is talking about raising prices. You need to be raising prices. You need to be raising prices. For the past 2-3 months, and it seems like once gas started to go up, everybody been saying, raise prices, right? And then I've seen a couple of other videos saying I had to raise prices again. So my question to you guys is, how much is too much? You know what I mean? How much is too much? What are you going to do? Keep raising prices? And the reality is, put yourself in, you are a consumer. Okay, yes, you're not a lawn care, customer, but you are a customer of anything else, other things, right? Let's say you have a guy coming to wash your car on a monthly, weekly, whatever case basis. Anytime they show up, they're raising the prices. What are you going to do? You're going to end up what? Canceling the service, correct? I mean, it is what it is. So the customer is going to do the same thing to you. They're going to cancel your service. And I know what you're saying. Well, if they cancel my service, I'll find somebody else. I hear you. But if the norm around your area is, and I'm just using a quote here, if it's $40 for a weekly cut, and you're charging 60 or 50, what is the customer going to do? They're going to find somebody else, right? And you say, well, my quality is better. Guys, let me tell you, there's other people out there that do as much as you do, you and I, or better than you and I. Okay, we tend to think that we are the best, but we all, even though we're masters in our crafts, there's always somebody that's willing to do a little bit more, or throw in something more than you are. So the goal is to keep your customers happy and think about what you need to do in order to work with what you have. You see what I mean? So in other words, do other things that will minimize your cost, okay, of doing business, so you can work with the budget that you have and make a profit as well. So my thing is, find ways to minimize your costs of doing business. Yes, raise your prices, but every area have a cap, you know, where your clientele is going to say, well, nah, I'm not paying that much for lawn service. I'll find somebody else, right? And they'll minimize their quality until things get better, and and they'll just deal with it. They just want the service, and because grass grows, it's like, you get one bad cut, okay, fine, you're mad, you get over it, because guess what? In the next week or next 2 weeks, the grass will grow back. It's like going to a barber. You go to a barber, they give you a messed up line or messed up cut, you're pissed, you don't go back to the barber, but guess what? Within a couple of weeks, your hair is going to grow back. You go to a new barber, and life goes on. The same thing with your service, guys. Same thing with grass. So here's a couple of tips for you to minimize the amount of the cost of doing business. Okay? Number one is do a better job. What? I'm doing the best. Nah, you can always improve your service. Do a better job. Take your time and do your job. Ensure that the property is trimmed the right way. Make sure everything is trimmed nice and neat. Stop rushing. Take your time and do the best job that you can. This way the customer comes out and says, man, he does a doggone good job. And you're not a second thought. Because believe me, the first time the customer is in a pinch, the first person that's going to go for the first service is going to be lawn care. Because they can easily go and buy them a mower and do it themselves, right? Or find somebody cheaper. So you need to do a good job. This way the customer gets used to, the way it looks when you leave, If the customer comes out and it doesn't look, it's like, oh man, it doesn't even look like he was there, then guys, you're not doing a good job, okay? So if you have a crew, check on your crews. Okay, don't be under the, and I know you probably have a crew chief or whatever the case might be. You always check the checker. Believe me, check the checker. That's something I learned in the military. You always go out there here and there, not all the time, but you have to go see what your guys are doing. If you're a solo guy, take your time. Once you finish your properties, take a second look. Take a second look and look at your property. Make sure that you did everything you were supposed to. Okay, so that's a tip. Okay, tip number 2: consolidate your properties. I've been preaching this from day one. You're driving too doggone far from point A to point B. Well, my properties are so far away. Guys, you need to look at your area and target the customers that have that additional income, that live in subdivisions, the customers that want their property mowed on a schedule, not the ones that call you when the grass is all the way up to their necks, and you're always complaining about how much you're charging. Get your customers on a schedule. It's easy. Just remind them, the more you cut your grass on a schedule, the better it's going to look. That's where, knowledge is power. You have to educate your customer on the frequency of cut, and cut it at a nice height where, you have to put it on a schedule. That's what you got to do, guys. Stop driving all over the doggone place, hitting up, customers here, and then you're driving a whole hour, and then driving another whole hour. It makes no sense. Well, to me, okay? Another tip is bring your lunch with you. Yes, pack your lunch, bring it with you. This way you can save some money. And the last tip is clean out your trailer. If you're not using it, don't bring it with you. Those additional mowers that you're bringing with you, guys, leave them at the shop. Leave them at home. Clean your trailer. Minimize the amount of weight that you're taking with you. All right, guys, let me know in the comments what additional tips you have to help each other deal with the gas prices and minimizing the cost of doing business. All right, please put it in the comment below, like and subscribe. Have a blessed one, guys. See you in the next one. Pop Smoke. Peace.